Charles Brewer, former super middleweight titleist, wants to stay in the championship mix. He'll face Scott Pemberton in the main event as he moves up in class.
All right, we are set for the main event. Both men have made their way into the ring. It's a noisy Foxwoods Resort Hotel and Casino. There is the hatchet, 32-year-old Charles Brewer, former IBF super middleweight champion of the world, 169 pounds, 37-9, 26 knockouts. He's coming off that loss to Joe Calzaghe. We saw him on Friday Night Fights against Fernando Zuniga. 12-round decision victory. Teddy Atlas breaks it down with Teddy's tips.
Well, for Brewer, if he's going to win tonight, take charge. You're the more experienced guy, former world champion. This guy's not in your class. Show it. Be the boss. Number 2, over the top. Well, you know, Pemberton's going to try to use that jab. Good way to take it away. Right hands over the top. And finally, number 3, Pemberton's going to try to box. Stay on the outside. Good chance he may pull back. Well, step and catch him with the left hook. Pulling straight back.
That's it for Charles Brewer. 35-year-old Scott Pemberton, the Sandman from New Bedford, Massachusetts, 168 pounds, 24-2-1, 20 knockouts. He had that 18.5-month layoff. Conspiracy and extortion charges. His sentence was plea bargained down to 8 months in jail. He says he has a new lease on life. He's very fortunate for this opportunity. And Teddy, what are the tips for Scott?
Well, Scott's going to pull the upset off. Number 1, get there first. You have a good right hand. That might be your best chance. Try to land it on the chin of Brewer. Go out there and explode something with that right hand. Also, use those wheels. You're not the better offensive guy. You're not the stronger guy. You better box a little bit. Give angles. Use those feet. And finally, well, your only 2 losses have been by knockout losses. Hide that chin. Defensively, be real adept. Be real slick. Make sure you keep your hands up, chin down, and your backside off the mat.
Double S. Steve Smoger is our referee. Our condolences to Steve. His father passed away 2 weeks ago. Cy Smoger passing away at the age of 84. Steve, an accomplished referee. And the mash and tuck it rules will be used. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. No standing 8 count. Fighter cannot be saved with the bell. In any round accidental foul, they'll go to the scorecards after 4. Count them 4 rounds are complete. Scott Pemberton at age 16 joined the Army as a stinger and red-eye gunner. He said, I wasted a lot of time in the military service. I should have used the GI Bill. I was just messing around at the age of 24 playing football. My brother said, hey, you are wasting a God-given ability. He had boxed a little as a youngster. His brother said, the Patriots are never going to call you up to be a football player. Pursue that boxing. Goes after Brewer right away.
Oh, he's trying to land a big punch early before it gets into that experience department, which is no contest. Mr. Brewer is the man when it comes to experience, former world champion. Pemberton doesn't want it to get into those waters. This is a huge, repeat, huge step up for Pemberton. He's got a good right hand. Figures if he can go out there and land it, maybe he can pull off the upset.
He knocked out Glenwood Brown on Friday Night Fights in June of 2000. He threw 92 punches around that night. Then he beat Levon easily for the NABF crown. Then he had his layoff because of the legal problems. Pemberton was on the verge of fighting Thomas Tate. And he was on the verge of becoming a player in the super middleweight division as far as getting himself ranked. But he has taken a step back and he's looking to move forward, but stepping up tonight big time against Charles Brewer.
Pemberton looks tight this first round. That mouth wide open. Obviously not because he's out of gas. It's the first round. He is in shape. I believe he's a little anxious, breathing a little heavy, being in this spot.
Stay up, Charlie. Stay up.
See if Brewer takes advantage of that situation.
You see Pemberton trying to regroup a little bit. Now he's going to hold a little bit. Maybe that adrenaline rush coming in. Big crowd here at Foxwoods. He's never lost when he's fought here at Foxwoods. And the emotion of knowing how important this fight is.
Big difference in class here. Brewer having the big edge there. I believe Pemberton's best chance is to land the right hand. In his mind, you could see what the plan is. It's to box a little bit and try to pick spots for that right hand to crash home, pull off the upset. He wants to use that jab, he wants to box, doesn't want to stay there too long with the very explosive Brewer. Brewer is a world-class offensive fighter.
One knock on Brewer, of course, is the chin. But he is a former world champion.
At the buzzer, got it for the win.
Tonight's card promoted by Sugar Ray Leonard Productions. Sugar Ray signing autographs. Been a very entertaining night of boxing. Scott Pemberton, Charles Brewer underway. Round number 2 scheduled for 10.
Step.
Earlier tonight, Rich LaMontagne knocks out U.S. Olympian Michael Bennett with a right hand to the chin at 257 of round 11.
Right now, the plan of Pemberton, the less experienced Pemberton, not bad. Get off first and then get out of dodge. Don't stay around too long. Where the experienced, explosive Brewer will try to find you and will start to find you as he just did with that left uppercut. I don't know, looking at things, if Pemberton can just keep it up long enough, can keep the tide from coming to the shore. I'm just not sure.
Good left hand on the inside by Brewer. Half uppercut, half hook.
Brewer looks like this round he's going to be the boss. Looks like he's just going to walk down, tuck up, as the old-timers would say, and walk down Mr. Pemberton.
Yeah, he and Calzaghe went toe-to-toe. Calzaghe was better. Brewer fought Calzaghe's fight.
And Brewer's a good body puncher, too.
Yeah, and Pemberton is feeling the effects of stepping up in class right now to the hatchet.
Sure is. Brewer made up his mind this round. I am the man. Can you handle the heat? It's very simple here, Bob. Brewer showed it from the beginning of this round. He was going to step to Pemberton, step up the gas, that world-class gas, and see if Pemberton can handle it.
And Pemberton had no clue on how to tie up Brewer there. He took a lot of punches against the ropes. He did not know how to hold on and tie him up. And Brewer just kept his hands going.
Right now, Pemberton has to get lucky. He is having trouble keeping that tide from crashing to the shore. The waves are coming in.
This isn't Billy Rollins. This isn't Levon Easley. This isn't Lloyd Bryan. This isn't Tony Pope. This isn't an old Glenwood Brown in front of Scott Pemberton. This is Charles Brewer, a former world champion.
And a real good offensive fighter and a good body puncher, as we just said a moment ago. And Pemberton trying to escape. Going straight back, he will get caught. Cuffing up, he will get caught. As you said very well before, is not tying up.
Yeah. Unlike left hand by Brewer. You saw earlier tonight, Michael Bennett and LaMontagne did a lot of tying up when they were hurt, but Pemberton not able to hold off the hatchet. Charles Brewer. Pemberton is wobbly. Going back to his corner. Let's listen to Libby Medeiros, his trainer.
Scotty. All right. Scotty. Hey. Second. Hey. You can't stay in there. Give me a spit bucket. Get your mouth out.
Pemberton laying on the ropes. Not where you want to be with a former world champ and a good body puncher. And Brewer showing why he's a former world champ. Keeps them coming. Switches upstairs and downstairs.
Pemberton wobbly down in round 2, and Brewer goes right after him.
Only chance, I believe, and it's always a chance. Pemberton can punch with the right hand, and Brewer has been caught, has been knocked out 3 times, has been sometimes caught after having a really successful round.
Low blow.
A little careless.
Low blow by Pemberton. Well, you remember Brewer dominated Antoine Eccles a year ago. Got reckless. But what body punches by Brewer. He's taking a lot of steam out of Pemberton punches.
Pemberton showing plenty of moxie. Showing some endurance, physically and mentally. How long? That is the question.
There, Pemberton tries to tie up Brewer, but doesn't. Left hand to the chin, scored by Brewer.
See what Brewer's doing here. He gets in close, and he forces Pemberton out. Forces him to go back. Then tries to catch him going back.
Combination from Pemberton, but he gets
You guys
warm.
are too good. Come on.
Referee Steve Smoger doing what good referees doing. Not being seen too much. Controlling the action without stopping the action.
He sure gave Pemberton every opportunity. Last round, right hand over the top. A lot of refs would have stopped it there. He gave Pemberton every chance to recuperate. There's a right hand by Pemberton that buckled the legs of Brewer for a second.
As
That Brewer might be a little hurt here,
He
Ted.
is a little hurt, and Pemberton's missing the moment, allowing the experienced Brewer to fall in and tie up.
There's a left hand by Pemberton. Brewer takes a right.
And that right hand is the hope of Pemberton, as we said. That is where his best hope lies. That is where his best power lies.
Is this a repeat for Charles Brewer? Is this Antoine Eccles all over again?
Brewer has 2 problems. 1, his chin has been dented before. And 2, he is such a gutsy guy, he will get careless.
Pemberton just winked down at us in the clinch.
Feeling good, getting a little confidence. Hurting the former world champ after having a terrible second round. Coming back, nothing like a good round to build up your confidence and feel good.
Pemberton having a very good third round. Brewer's hurt again.
Yes, he is. And his glove may have touched the ground.
Yeah, could have been rolled a knockdown. They didn't roll it.
That's stupid, though.
This is how an underdog gets right back in the fight. Good left hook there. Once again, staggering the former world champion, and that glove coming very close to the ground.
Here comes Pemberton again. Pemberton with a right hand. Brewer knocked Pemberton down in round 2. Pemberton pummeled Brewer in round 3. Did you make it a 10-8 round in round 3, 10-8 for Pemberton?
I made the second round a 10-8 for Brewer, and the third round 10-8 for Pemberton.
There's a cut on the left eyebrow of Brewer, the former world champion. Nearly had Pemberton out. Steve Smoger gave Pemberton every chance in round 2. He's battled back.
The 32-year-old former world champion, who's been in a lot of tough fights, taking a lot of shots the last 2 rounds. There is nothing more dangerous than an underdog. When all of a sudden, after a bad round, he comes back and gets confidence, gets hope.
Now Pemberton scoring with his jab, Teddy.
Pemberton feeling real good now. He has height, he has size, he has good fundamentals, a good jab, good right hand. He's keeping it basic.
Brewer says, come on. Charles Brewer is a warrior's warrior. Always has been.
Pemberton being smart now. Even though he's had the edge this round in the last round, he's trying to mix it up, not stay there too long.
Now he's going to the body. Brewer asking for more. Pemberton being a bit cautious. He's paying with some respect to the former world champion.
Pemberton tying up Brewer that moment. Not a bad move.
Brewer blocked the shot to the head, but he ate a right cross.
And it's that right hand where the power lies for Pemberton. Pemberton doing it simply, fundamentally, putting punches together, nice and solid.
Now Brewer digs a left hook to the body. Charles Brewer had things going his way in round 2. Pemberton turned the fight around in round 3. Pemberton having a good round 4. Brewer asking for more and Pemberton obliging.
Brewer thinking maybe that just by stepping forward, by absorbing, by being there, maybe he's going to break down Pemberton. That is a dangerous strategy, especially when you have a young, not young, but a young as far as not being in tough fights, Pemberton, and a hungry Pemberton.
Pemberton is 35 years of age, got a late start as a pro. Brewer gets knocked down. That is a push. That is a push. Yeah, there were punches, but those were forearm to the chest that knocked Brewer down. Of course, that speaks of Brewer's legs and how unsturdy they are, Teddy. Let's go to the Brewer corner and Bobby Bigelow Watts.
On both sides of the fence.
Let's get him on the bench.
Where's his stool? Sit down. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Work on him, work. Let him work.
Boom, get it under control, and I'm going to get a look at him, okay?
Once again, a lot of good shots by Pemberton, mixing his punches up, scoring well, and then a little push. But as you said, wobbly legs of Brewer, having absorbed some real good, clean punches.
You got to work, Hatcher. This is it, man. Here's the round, Hatcher.
You done? Are you done?
Scott Pemberton turned this fight around. Steve Smoger gave Pemberton every chance. Now they're going to call a timeout in round 2. The doctor wants to look at the left eye of the hatchet,
Which is going to help the former world champion getting some extra time here to get his legs under him to recover. An extra 20 seconds at least.
All right, Brewer. There was no knockdown in the last round, Teddy. Did you make it a 10-8 round for Pemberton?
I made it 10-9, but I would not argue with a 10-8.
I made it 10-8. And then after I looked at the CompuBox numbers, it reconfirmed it. Brewer was just 2 of 9. Those are total punches in round 4.
Brewer reminds you of one of the old West gunslingers. You're going or he's going.
Take a look at Teddy's scorecard. 38-36 Pemberton. I have it 38-35 Pemberton. The only knockdown in round 2, although Brewer was rocked and Brewer was rolled in rounds 3 and 4.
How things have turned. You mentioned Pemberton, 35 years old. The younger man here, Brewer, 32 years old. But who's really the younger man? Who? Pemberton is really the younger man. Because as we've said many times, Bob, you don't judge the age of a fighter chronologically. You do by the amount of punches, the amount of tough fights he's been in. Brewer has been in many, many tough fights. Pemberton has not. Fresher legs. Pemberton.
Chance of Scotty for Pemberton from New Bedford, Massachusetts. Brewer missed with that roundhouse left. Ooh, Pemberton with a nice left hand to the body there.
Early on, the corner, Pemberton said, do not stand in front of Brewer. Do not fight his fight. Right now, Pemberton is doing all right standing in front. Able to hurt Brewer. Let's see how long he can continue there. Once again, that's where the power is for Pemberton, the right hand. But the key, he sets it up with the left hand.
Pemberton said winning this fight was only one way it could happen for him. I have to outwork Charles Brewer. And after a dicey second round, where Pemberton was nearly stopped, referee Steve Smoger gave him every chance to continue. Pemberton has turned the fight around, but there's still a long road to hoe. We're at the midway point. Teddy might be the turning point in the fight. Round number 2, Charles Brewer looking to finish off Scott Pemberton. And a lot of refs would have stepped in and stopped the fight. Steve Smoger waited. Pemberton was very wobbly.
And what do we have? We have a great fight, and we have a chance for Pemberton to have a career, to pull off the upset. Good job, as you said, by the referee.
Brewer has not been down officially, but in rounds 3 and rounds 4, he was rocked. Pemberton has really picked up the pace. Referee Steve Smoger informed us in between rounds 5 and 6, all cuts on Brewer are from legal punches. Well, the corner of Brewer said to him, Teddy, you let him off the hook. You let him off the hook. Now go fishing back. Right hand by Brewer.
And Pemberton is hurt. Now Pemberton might pay for standing in front of Brewer. He got away with it the last few rounds. Why? He hurt Brewer. Brewer has recovered a little bit. Those body shots taking their toll on Pemberton, forcing him out. And as he goes out, well, Brewer knows what to do. Catch him going out.
Pemberton does the wise thing there. He ties up Brewer. That was a dangerous move by Pemberton, bouncing off the ropes. Charles Brewer nearly had Pemberton out in round 2. Pemberton nearly had Brewer out in rounds 3 and 4. Referee Steve Smoger steps in and is ruling it a knockdown. 4.
And that's a good move by the referee, because he was very close to having to either stop the fight or stepping in and administering an 8 count. Now you can be sure he will keep a close eye, having given Pemberton a second chance.
That's the second knockdown of 3 knockdown rules in effect, and Steve Smoger stopping it.
Over. Scott, sit down.
Steve Smoger has stopped it. I'm a little surprised, Teddy, as Brewer gets the victory. Especially having that 3 knockdown rule, I was a little surprised. But Charles Brewer, who had Pemberton nearly out in round 2 and was nearly taken out in rounds 3 and 4, comes back in round 6 and stops Pemberton.
What a fight.
2:03 of round number 6.
Let's just do what we got. That's all right.
Both fighters being administered to for their cuts. Pemberton cut over the right eye, and Brewer also cut.
You know what I mean? But that shit, you gotta go up.